Hi, folks, and welcome to the Buttermilk Biscuit. I am Ashelade, and I'm here to hang out, mediate, and I'm a duck today, so quack to my heart's content on this 2-hour train ride through the twilight. Behind me is Erica and her powerful arms that I've given up fighting against. Here on the Buttermilk Biscuit, TBB or Tabubba for short, all of my favorite goofballs, you, can connect and create in a mostly harmless, low-key environment as a home away from home. Take this time aboard as a chance to write that novel you've been sitting on, color in that coloring book, empty that litter box, or just take a well-deserved moment for yourself. There is no pressure to be perfect. This is just an opportunity to find energy in the company of like-minded cats, ducks, and monsters, and to share in our progress. There are a few open seats next to me that can be claimed with the command exclamation point claim seat, like this. Now the bot will automatically clear those out so that we don't have a bunch of commands filling up the chat. But, oh, crazy, I'm doing stuff. It looks like this without the dash. So that claims a seat, and you can see now I'm a blob. I'm a slime. And I move around like a little goofball whenever I type something. That's the magic of computers, folks. Crazy stuff. Well, I keep opening VitoTube. I open stuff in a different order than usual, and I'm confused. I'm baffled. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that seat. It'll open up, and those 4 seats are free. I'm already a duck. I do not need to split into multiple entities and quack from different sources. Something I'm gonna check is the timer set. Yeah, just so it's in the chat, I'm going to have the conductor give us a little bit of info real quick. So if anyone pops in, it's in the chat history. Alright, so every day we have every time that we run the Buttermilk Biscuit, we have a different theme of the day. And today, what am I feeling? Today I feel... So I'm personally going to be doing some work on a piece that I started last night. It is my character Odette. She is a Cyclops Yaru, which is kind of a mouthful. And I decided that she's going to be in a like Purikura, like a Japanese photo booth where they have like all the effects and like the machine where you can add in stickers and stuff after you take a picture and then it prints them out. And so I've been having fun with that. Hey there, Ozzy. Having fun kind of just exploring that and trying to work on composition and draw a character and kind of feel her out because I haven't really drawn her outside of her design quite as much, so I'm trying to, I guess, feel it out through doing a more rendered image. Hell yeah, Ozzy. How you doing today? Yeah, I feel that. I'm kind of just cruising, trying to have fun with art, focusing on that. I have a reminder set for the Buttermilk Biscuit, and then like 5 minutes before, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, made? Well, that was rude. We're feeling meh and she can't even show her face. Yeah. I just hope that she comes out later. I'm gonna share what I'm working on. I'll show it for a sec. Yeah, I feel that. Blarg. It's been kind of doodling out little guys, more little weirdos for my bestiary. I don't know. I've been pretty stressed, so it's been a little difficult to feel playful. So it's been a bit of a challenge. It's been a weird month, weird year, a weird year. I think that's that's the best way to say it. It's just been kind of not my favorite year. But I don't want to come in here with necessarily like being negative. But I just say that to say that like my energy is a little bit lower today, so I'm going to just kind of focus in and have fun doing art, hanging out with people. Let me get these imported. This is pretty. Yeah, it's we'll not go into specifics because I think we both know. It's just everything feels even scarier, and it just puts stress on a lot of different things. Yeah, thank you for mentioning. Yeah, there is a reason why. It's not just like, yeah, I just feel kind of off. It's like, yeah, there are totally reasonable things, totally reasonable reasons for feeling off. Anyway, oh, that's not it. So, I'm working on. I don't know if you're familiar with the the photo booths. I was talking about it. I'm not sure if you were in here. Of like the girls in Japan like go to these booths, take photos, and they come out, and then they like write on it and add art and like use filters and stuff to make them look super cute. So anyway, I'm like, she's a gyaru, like it seems like something that she would do. So I started working on this last night. Started with the sketches, and then today I've been kind of just filled in some flats just so I could kind of get an idea of what it would look like. Work on that. I like the idea of having. I mean, it's an excuse to have cute little animals. So of course I drew a duck, and they usually look like they're drawn in neon lines. So, no, I might have a version to where like her face looks terrifying, because that's how I feel about those filters. Is that they just look kind of like freaky. But I'm gonna play around and like try softness. I also feel like those filters are probably not made for people with one eye, so I'm kind of curious as to what it would do, or if it would just adapt because whatever. But I'll just play around with it. The idea of it splitting her eyes into two, and then like the next picture showing her like pissed off, like what the hell? This isn't working. Yeah, they they say that it makes them look cute. It just looks freaky. It's just like Uncanny Valley. They don't even have. It doesn't like smooth out pores. It just smooths out their entire face to where they look like little plastic nightmares. Yeah, so, I was just like, right before the stream, I was like throwing on random. I was like, okay, what if I like add sparkles and stuff? And so I'm gonna play around with different things and like use that as a concept and like finish her in actuality. She's still sketchy. Uh, and use this as an excuse to like figure out the rest of her accessories. I've been looking at pictures of Yaru fashion, and I like the. They usually have there's different types of it, and I'm going for one that's like usually worn more by like adults, because obviously like it's geared to like have a little bit of the bra showing, have like flashy things like that, and then like I think I'm gonna have like scrunchies around her arms and bracelets and stuff. So that's actually supposed to be like a scrying lens. Yeah, the lens, like the circle part of it. Part of it's just like a fashion accessory, just because I was trying to think of something. But it's supposed to be like elastic, so she can just pull it up to her eye, and still just have it on her person at all times. And if she just needs the one, since she just has the one eye. Hey, Goblin, Grim Goblin. I was trying to think of a nickname as I said it, but instead I just said your name awkwardly. Grim Gobbles? Goblet? Go ahead and hide her. But yeah, it's supposed to be... it's supposed to be like a very stretchy material that lens is attached to, so she can just grab the lens whenever she wants to and just pull it up to her eye. I had looked up scrying lenses, and that's about as interesting as they looked. It's just like a circle with like a glass panel in the middle. So I was like, okay, how do I do this and not just make it like... I could adjust it and maybe allow that space to have like necklaces and stuff, and then move it to a keychain that has stuffed animals on it, because that's also a common Yaru thing. And it would be another excuse for me to draw cute little things. But I'm a little unsure. I'm trying to use this picture as like a different angle to actually try different accessories and stuff. Yeah, I think I would have to actually show it in motion. I'm thinking of very, very elastic material, so that it's able to be pulled up. And I tried to put it in a place to where if she did that, it wouldn't like catch on anything. But yeah. Yeah, it could be cuter. I'm just trying to think if it's on a keychain, like she would have to take the keychain off. Oh yeah, I still don't have a name for that goblin character. This one in particular that I was just showing is Odette. And she is a Cyclops. Like think in the vein of like Lovecraftian. She's supposed to have like swirls in her eyes and stuff. And see her, I think when she sees into the future and the past and stuff, she sees some pretty horrific like eldritch beings. But she's like super upbeat about it. Which I think actually would help with seeing eldritch creatures, where you're just like, I'm living in the moment. I don't even care if they're trying to like warp my brain. No idea. Odette is if I remember correctly, like a goddess of the underworld or the netherworld in which mythology is it? I feel like you're about to tell me that it was some tragic figure. Yeah, yeah, that totally tracks. Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of fun reasons for picking Cyclops. I mean, she grows a mystical second eye, aka the third eye kind of thing, and it gives her unparalleled vision into the future and past, and it's just goofy. How special to have a second eye. Maybe I'm wrong on the odd related thing. I've seen it used in what was it? What was the game? Odin Sphere. Is it Odin Sphere? She was. That's where I'm thinking of the Goddess of the Dead. Yeah, Queen Odette. She was an antagonist. Queen of the Netherworld. I guess that's where I got. I'm confusing video games. Aid? Hi. Goodbye. And the dog wizard went right after her. Yeah, in Odette's design, I wanted to lean into this like playful Garu aspect, but also I wanted to find ways to add like void. I mean, she's like a void cyclops is what I thought, and like try to find ways to implement some of that Lovecraftian kind of stuff into her design. And I have ideas for it, but it's a little. Just trying to figure it out. I wonder if maybe it comes out more when she's using like a scrying power or something. Like very harsh, charcoaly, black and white edges on things, or just put Nicolas Cage from Color Out of Space, where he was so laughably weird. Yeah, it's a booba. I forgot what she even looked like. I just remembered that I liked the name Odette, and I was looking up names, and Odette was a French name that represented wealth. Seemed like someone with a lot of gifts. It seemed like a fitting name for her. Swan Lake. Let's see. I've heard the name, do not know anything about it. A princess transformed into a swan. I think I am just like deeply uncultured when it comes to stuff like finer arts. I think that says a lot when my touchstone is a PlayStation 2 video game that I played, and not like what seems to be a pretty famous ballet. I know it's an animation. I would not be surprised if it's an animation that has like 1,000 follow-ups. It looks like it. Googling it now. The Swan Princess, a fairy tale is born. The Swan Princess. The Swan Princess and the Secret of the Castle. The Swan Princess, a royal family tale. The Swan Princess, far longer than forever. Okay. Because I was so rushed coming up to the stream, I did not think of a theme of the day, so I think the theme of the day is be gentle. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of potential stressors, which I will admit are affecting me as well. So just be gentle with yourself during the stream. Whatever that looks like, it could be coloring in a coloring book, as I always say in the opening. Doodling. Just taking time to read about a Swan Princess, or the Swan Princess series of animated films of varying quality. Maybe fart a little bit. That's interesting that they waited that long. I mean, that doesn't necessarily bode well. Disney at the time was putting out sequels to all of their movies, and it was like a secondary animation team, if I remember correctly, and it was like all the straight to VHS stuff. So Disney was willing to do it for pretty low quality stuff. If another animated series is like, or animated movie is like 10 years later, we're gonna make some sequels. I have the strong expectation that they're probably not like putting their hearts into it. But I don't know. Did not see these. I want to say late 90s, early 2000s. I want to say late 90s it started. Let's see. Disney, straight to VHS. Apparently the first one was 1994's The Return of Jafar, an Aladdin sequel. Or, oh, maybe it's not the first one, but it was... Jeez. Oh, here we go. List of Disney feature length... No, Return of Jafar was the first one. Yeah, if you make a set of characters and you love them so much and you actually get a chance to do more with them, that's awesome. Chicken Little I never watched, and I guess that speaks something to it. I don't know. Return of Jafar. Gargoyles was the second. Oh, this is not necessarily sequels, just feature-length home entertainment releases. I loved the original Aladdin. I watched it so much as a kid. That and Hercules, Little Mermaid. Oh, and a Goofy movie. You know, I kind of remember the Aladdin animated series in that I remember it being on TV, but I never really watched it, I don't think, which is strange because I love the movie so much. Oh dear. I don't know. I don't know The King and I either. That's That's funny, Goblin. That's what Purikura is short for print club. I'm gonna figure that out. Nope. She said, one time's all you get. I like that a lot, Goblin. I mean, ships in the desert I always think is cool. Yeah, she heard that there was a bigger fish to fry out there. Bigger mammal to fry. Don't eat whales. Alright, I'm gonna try to replace the chest strap with a keychain. Look at some over-the-top keychains. Trying to think of what would a Cyclops seer have on her keychain? Maybe like a little Cthulhu-esque monster? But cute? Yeah, I'll take the Jaws adjacent quote. We're gonna need a bigger Roomba. Yeah, that could be cute. Ready to do that duck mask that Aubrey had posted last night. Something nightmarish. It's got to be something nightmarish, I think. Which also feels appropriate for Gyaru style, where it's like something that's kind of ugly. Like a creature that looks ugly, but is cute for the ugliness. Thank Thank you, conductor. Give her a keychain. It needs to attach somewhere. Corset. Have like a loose belt. Have a bag. You know, I wouldn't by any means call myself like an incredible artist. I've been doing this for like a year and a half, little like a year and 2/3, year and 3/4. How about that? But I will say the fact that like anytime I just think of something stupid that I can just draw it, has to be one of the better feelings in the world. Knowing all the stupid things that I've made does bring me a lot of joy. Oh yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, alrighty. For a second, I read that as I'm uninstalling Caravan Sandwich. I recommend it. I'm uninstalling this game. I no longer want it on my computer. Please try it out. I'll put it up in a tab and take a look at it. Which? Oh yeah, no, I've definitely done that before too. I guess what I was thinking was like those Steam reviews you'll see to where it's like 3,000 hours played, and like I don't recommend that people play this. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I appreciate when a game's like you have a time limit, but not actually. Like something's very time sensitive. You got it. All right. Well, now you can just talk to the people. Hell yeah, frog people. Get their asses. Hi. Goodbye. She came back. Roomba cha-cha-cha. Right, so I think the conductor is going to be slightly late on the second announcement because I came to the scene a little bit slow. But I'm going to go grab some coffee real quick. Everybody, get up, stretch your legs, stretch your back. I just realized that I've been hunched over at this iPad. Feels really good to actually. Oh, jeez. Stretch my back. Okay. Yeah, stand up for a second, move around. I will be back in probably about 5 to 8 minutes. Conductor, conductor's taking it easy. I think we're all taking it easy. It's just kind of a loose, slow, gentle day. That's a really good question, and I'm actually not going to worry about it because I'm already stressed out enough. I don't need to think about how this train is barreling down the tracks at God knows how fast. I'm just going to get coffee and just kind of, I'm along for the ride. I hope you're okay with that. If anyone's getting this, please say I'm sorry to my mom for not taking this seriously. I thought the coffee was probably pretty good. So I'll be right back. Oh, did the conductor make an announcement? That's probably good. It probably means that he's back behind the wheel. What a relief. We'll survive another day. No? Uh-oh. Well, at least someone around here is working. Because it's not me. I'm just being a duck. He's being a duck and driving a train at such a young age. The conductor? Yeah, he's a duckling. Hi. How old are you as Ashelade in fuck years? I know you meant duck, but that's pretty great. That's a good question, I'm not sure. How old am I in fuck years? Yeah, one maid is like a miracle enough, but 3 maids in a row? Yeah, Goblin, are you bringing all the maids to the yard? Oh, that's fun. Yeah, it seems like a fun thing to do. Just like also just a really good lesson on how to show age. Yeah, I guess that's pretty close. My milkshake brings all the maids to the yard. He's a bard. Yeah, got a little bit of brizz. I don't know, Butt Up seems like it'd be pretty charming in some ways. You like what you see? And like horribly offensive in other ways. But maybe I just want someone to push the boundaries a little bit. I mean, it's a clothed ass, I hope. With them booty cheeks flapping around outside. Yeah, there are better ways to be offensive, but there are far more worse ways. Almost just grabbed a regular pen and started drawing on my iPad with it. Oh, hello. Took me a second to reread that a couple of times. It's pretty cute. Thank you for your beautiful song, conductor. That almost sounded that kind of sounded patronizing. I didn't mean it like that. You're doing a great job out there. Up there. Up in there. That's all we get. Yeah, I kind of needed this too. Just drawing, hearing some train tracks, knowing there's some friendly people around. It is nice. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta show the cheeks. Alright, I didn't even notice the time. I'm gonna start putting together stuff for the slideshow. Thank you. Okay, just like last week, let's see if I remember the shortcut. Scat zone, here we come. I did it! Welcome to the Scat Zone with your host, Scat Cat. I saw you posted this in art. I got this and the your most recent post and what you're working on. I wanted to ask, was there supposed to be text, or is it am I missing something that I'm supposed to be getting here? Oh wait, no, it's lost. Oh frick. I got it as soon as you said my absolutely innocuous comic. I was like, I see. I got it. Okay. Alright, I was like, there's gotta be something I'm not getting here. There's a bigger... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God. You dork. That's good. Oh, you got me. Okay. So we have loss. And then we have Rico here. Ozzy's doing some work, showing Rico aging, different ages. And it's really interesting to see how he changes shape over the course of time. I've been thinking about this a lot, like how to define character ages, especially when there's more like fantastical elements to them. Like a goblin. Like how do you express like very specific ages, even though they're shorter? And so with the body, you can do things like make the hips more prevalent. In the face, you generally want to go for like smaller eyes, certain distance between things. This is the loss of innocence. There's a what is it? An Enya song? I remember there being a commercial in the 90s when I was a kid, and it said, Return to Innocence? Enigma by Enigma, okay. I have to load this up for myself, because I have not heard this in a long time. I'm just going to post this in the general channel. No context for anyone else. But yeah, I like this. This is a really good thing to practice. I would like to start doing a lot more sketchy stuff. We talked about this last week, but like in terms of not even necessarily sketchy for the end art style, but just sketchy for like. I really have a hard time not bringing myself to completing pieces because I'm like, okay, well I did the composition. I just want to do it. I'd like to be more comfortable just sketching and kind of like leaving it there. And just knowing like, oh, this isn't for anybody. This is just for me to practice. But I just have so much fun going through the entire process of like making a scene, figuring out the composition, doing all the detail work. It's kind of a fun experience. But I could use a lot of practice in a lot of different places. And I think doing sketches and like gesture drawing and stuff would help a lot. Yeah, there you go. What is the scale here? Next up is this is Odette pre-stream, and then I've been working on her during the stream, mostly in trying to replace the strap with the lens on it for something else, like a keychain. So I added a little Cthulhu head doll with X's, and then the little lens on the keychain, so she could just clip it off of the belt and bring it up to her eye with a little doll next to it. I'm still kind of like toying around with what else I would want to add. The belt placement. I feel like I need something extra on the keychain too. Cute Cthulhu. Let's see. So, do you think that there's a divide between Girl Rico? Oh. So I'm guessing the divide here is the third one on the top row to the first one on the second row. Is that where there's a swap, or is it second on the first row and then third? Oh, because that feels like there's that third one on the first row feels like a changing point. Like after that, it's very much changed. Well, no, that could just be a haircut, and then the first on the second row to the second on the second row. That's where I see a big shift. And by big, I don't necessarily mean that it's like gargantuan. It still feels like a gradual. Yeah, the center is when it feels like Rico is starting to become more like Rico. The very center middle. Yeah, I think it took me a second because I was looking at the long hair to short hair, and I was just getting, you know, I think of in like, you know, long hair to short hair feels like a becoming more masculine in a sense. Whether it's like a girl becoming more tomboyish and cutting her hair short, or, you know, a trans man that had long hair just like, I don't want this anymore. So I think that's where my brain went to, but in terms of like actual features, I see the center one as being a changing point. So it's like a before and after from the center. So yeah, I think you've done a good job here. You can see some of the facial shape in the center start to change from there, and then the length of the face starts extending from that point on. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think it does hurt me in the sense that my display image as I'm looking at these in OBS is smaller. It's like it's not a full screen thing, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time picking out details when it's like gray on white. Let me scale it up a little bit more for myself, which is what I should have done in the first place. Yeah, no, I see it for sure. Yeah, it's a good gradual change. I think you did a great job. Direct center. After that point, the face starts to get longer, and then the beard kind of accentuates it. Yeah, looks nice. That's a good thing to practice. All right, folks. Oh, so many messages. We're gonna end it here. Just think about cute Cthulhu for the rest of the week. Just center in that terrible old god in your mind and your heart. To be gay, do art, hail Satan, as you said earlier. Hail Cthulhu. But yeah, thank y'all so much. I just want you to know I always appreciate your presence here. It means a lot to me, and it's always nice to not feel alone. It's nice to have that kind of break during the week and just say like, hey, there are people all over the world that care about me, and that there are people all over the world that I care about. So I appreciate y'all stopping in. I hope this was as relaxing for you as it was for me. I hope you got to draw some demonic hellspawn in a cute fashion. I know Rico could fit under that, and cute Thulu could too. So yeah, gonna take it out from here. I am Ashelade. I am a duck. Wait, maid? Do we get maid? Son of a...